Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to today's session. So in today's Finance 360-degree session, we are going to discuss two very important news articles that were quite in news recently, and we will discuss these two in depth so that you know that what the news articles are all about. Okay, so the first one is regarding the one state one RRB that is going to be effective from May 1st 2025. Okay, so why this decision has been taken, because this is a very big decision that we will have one state one RRB. That means in each state there will be only one RRB. So why this decision has been taken, what will be the implication, and all of this we are going to discuss in today's session. The second news article is regarding the RBI that has mandated the application submissions through the Pravaah portal. So recently a update has come in the Pravaah portal, and we will discuss that what is this Pravaah portal. That is a very important important portal of the Reserve Bank of India. So we will discuss about this Pravaah portal, and then we will discuss the update that has recently happened. Okay, so I hope I'm clearly audible and visible. So give me a thumbs up if everything is fine. So give me a thumbs up if there is no problem that is coming in my audio or video. And good morning Aditi, good morning Guru Raja, good morning to everyone, and welcome to the session everyone. Okay, so let's get started with today's session. But first of all, do subscribe to the YouTube channel of EduTap so that you continue getting the relevant videos, and do join our Telegram channel where you will get the PDF of the session, and the link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. Okay, all fine, nice. So let's start with the first news article, that is the one state one RRB, that is the regional rural bank. So RRB is your regional rural banks. They are specifically established to help the credit flow in the rural areas. Okay, so regional rural banks, they are established so that the credit flow can happen smoothly to the rural areas, to the farmers, to the allied sector and such. Okay, so one state one RRB, this is going to be effective from May 1st. Okay, so here one state one RRB, this will become the reality. This will become the reality beginning next month. Okay, so this is going to be the reality. So one state one RRB, this will become a reality beginning next month for achieving better operational efficiency and cost rationalization. So operational efficiency, see, if there is one state and there is only one RRB, so you can understand that it will be easier for the government to manage the RRBs. Okay, it will be very easy for the government and for the state government and central government to manage the RRB, and for the sponsor bank to look after the RRBs. So why the central government is so linked with the RRB? So first of all, the regional rural banks in India, the structure of the RRBs we have to understand. Okay, so RRBs in India, they are jointly owned by the central government, the concerned state government, and the sponsor bank. So the RRBs, they are owned by the central government, and the central government has 50% of the ownership. The state government has 15% of the ownership, and rest of the 35% of the ownership is with the sponsor bank. Okay, so one state one RRB, this is announced by the finance ministry, that is the Minister of Finance Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman has announced that one state one RRB is the motto right now, that one state should only have one RRB. Okay, now this will lead to better operational efficiency, as you can understand that handling the one RRB will be easier, and different RRBs, let's say one state has different RRBs. So in the different RRBs, there are different customer services that are being provided. Some RRBs may have good customer service, some might have not so good customer service. There is different IT infrastructure that is followed in different RRBs. So there are different norms that are being followed. So if there is only one RRB that is present in a state, and that RRB has different branches in the state, you can understand that it will be easier for the central government and the sponsor bank to manage this RRB and to look after this RRB. So operational efficiency is going to increase, the training that has to be provided, the audit that has to happen. So only one RRB will be the focus area. The cost rationalization will happen. Let's say one state has 3 different RRBs. Now these 3 different RRBs has the branches, and the branches are in the overlapping area. That means, let's say in one village or in one area there are more branches. Okay, because let's say this ARRB has also opened branch here, BRRB has also opened the branch here. So in a single area there are multiple branches, while in the other areas the branches are not present. So this is a problem kind of situation, and that's why it is said that right now there are many overlapping branches in a single area, while in the other area the branches are not present. So cost rationalization will happen when there is one state, one RRB, because this RRB will know that okay, we are opening the branches in the different areas and the overlapping of branches will not happen then. Okay, so in one state, one RRB, the cost rationalization will increase as the finance ministry has issued the notification that this is the idea. Now, how this idea initiated or how this idea came into being? Just the government decided one day that okay, we are going to start with one state, one RRB from May 1st. Is it so? No, actually, what happened that considering the improvement in efficiency of the regional rural banks due to amalgamation in the past. So, in the past, there are different amalgamation processes that has happened, and in the past also different RRBs, different regional rural banks were amalgamated, were merged together. So considering the improvement in the efficiency, the effectiveness of the RRBs have improved in the previous period due to the amalgamation that happened of the RRBs. So Ministry of Finance had rolled out an amalgamation plan, the merger plan, in November 2024 for consultation with the stakeholders. So in November 2024, this plan was framed that okay, we are thinking about amalgamation of the RRBs and we are thinking about one state, one RRB. Okay, and at present there are 43 RRBs that are functioning in 26 states and 2 union territories. So in total, the RRBs are present in 26 states and 2 union territories. Okay, and there is the presence of 43 RRBs in 26 states and 2 union territories. Now, with one state, one RRB, this is the fourth round of consolidation of the RRBs. So previously, the 3 round of consolidation, the 3 round of amalgamation has already concluded in the previous periods, and we will discuss. There was phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. There were 3 previous rounds of the amalgamation that we are going to see. But basically, this is the fourth round of consolidation of the RRBs, and the number would reduce from 43 RRBs to only 28 RRBs, because per state or per union territory there will be only one RRB. So 26 states and 2 union territories will have one RRB each. So that means in total there will be 28 RRBs in our country. Okay, and a single RRB can have multiple branches, that you can understand that a RRB, a regional rural bank, let's say one state, one RRB, means that there will be only one RRB that can have multiple branches. Let's say it is said that there is only one state Bank of India that has branches all over the country. Okay, so one state, one RRB, this will increase the operational efficiency, the training process will improve, the auditing process will improve, because one RRB has is the focus area now, and the cost rationalization will happen, the overlapping of the branches that the different RRBs have in the different areas, so that overlapping will reduce. Okay, and the money will be used in the right direction, because the central government and the state governments are providing the money. Okay, so at present 43 RRBs are functioning in 26 states, 2 union territories, and with one state, one RRB, there will be only 28 RRBs that will function in the 26 states and 2 union territories. Okay, so this is the idea. So after amalgamation, there are 28 RRBs in 26 states and 2 union territories with more than 22,000 branches covering 700 districts. Their predominant area of operation is the rural areas. As you can understand from the name itself, that regional rural banks, they are focused on the rural areas. They are focused on providing the credit and the banking facilities in the rural areas, with approx 92% of the branches that the RRBs have in the rural or semi-urban areas to provide the credit flow to these areas and to provide banking facilities to these areas. I hope this is all clear. Yes. So as per the Gazette notification, RRBs in 10 states and 1 union territory are to be merged. Okay. So in total, there are 26 states and 2 union territories in which the RRBs are present, and in which there is the process that is starting, that is one state, one union territory. Out of this, in some of the states and one of the union territory, already there is only one RRB, but in 10 states and 1 union territory, there are multiple RRBs that have to be merged. Okay, so 10 states, that is Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Bihar, Gujarat, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha and Rajasthan. In these 10 states and 1 union territory, that is the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, there are multiple RRBs that have to be merged because one state or one union territory should only have one RRB. Okay, so RRBs have to be merged into one entity respectively for each of these to realize the goal of one state, one RRB. So there is going to be the consolidation of 15 RRBs across these 11 areas. So there are 15 different RRBs that are going to be there are 15 different RRBs that are present in the 11 areas. So the mergence is going to happen so that there is only one state, one RRB. Okay, that has to be achieved. So for example, I have taken an example here so that you are able to understand better. Chaitanya Godavari Gramin Bank, Andhra Pragati Gramin Bank, Spagri Gramin Bank and Andhra Pradesh Gramin Vikas Bank. They are sponsored by Union Bank of India, Canara Bank, Indian Bank and State Bank of India. They are going to be amalgamated into a single RRB as Andhra Pradesh Gramin Bank. The head office of the new entity would be at Amravati and the RRB would be under the sponsorship of the Union Bank of India. So you can understand that the aim is for having one state, one RRB or one union territory, one RRB. Okay, this is the fourth round of amalgamation. This is the fourth round that is being conducted. In the previous three phases, in the phase 1, the RRBs number were reduced from 196 to 82. In the phase 2, the number of RRBs were reduced from 82 to 56. And in the third round, in the third phase, the number of RRBs were reduced from 56 to 43. And in the fourth round, can you tell me that the number of RRBs have reduced from 43 to how many? What is the reduction or what is the number of RRBs that is reduced? Okay, so in the fourth round, the number of RRBs are reduced from 43 to how much? Anyone? So in the fourth round that is conducted now and from 1st May, you can understand that this is effective from 1st May. So the number of RRBs are reduced from 43 to 28. Okay, so this is the idea. So the effective date of amalgamation has been fixed May 1st, 2025 and the number of RRBs are going to be decreased from 43 to 28 only. Okay, very good everyone. All the entities would have authorized capital of 2000 crore. So I will give you some static data also or some previous data so that you have some understanding of the RRBs. So all the entities would have the authorized capital of 2000 crore. Okay. Now in the financial year 2021-22, the center government decided to infuse to provide the capital rupees 5,445 crore as a share over a period of 2 years to facilitate the growth of capital to facilitate growth capital. Okay, so the center has it decided to infuse 5,445 crores in the RRBs for the 2-year time period. Okay, in this backdrop of the money that was infused in the RRBs, the performance of the RRBs has improved during the 2023-24 and the RRBs have reached the historic highs on several parameters. The RRBs posted the highest ever consolidated net profit of rupees 7,571 crores during the 2023-24. So this is the highest ever consolidated net profit that the RRBs have notified. So the RRBs have notified the highest ever consolidated net profit for the 2023-24 financial year. That is 7,571 and this data was released last month, I guess. So you can understand that this is the recent data that has been received. Okay, and their consolidated capital adequacy ratio. Capital adequacy ratio means this is the ratio that shows the capital against the risk weighted assets. That capital adequacy ratio shows that the banks, they have the adequate capital or not to handle the distress kind of situation. Okay, so capital adequacy ratio, this shows the adequate capital. This shows that the bank have the adequate capital to handle the distress kind of situation or not. Okay, so the consolidated capital adequacy ratio for the RRBs was at an all-time high of 14.2% as on March 31st, 2024. So you can understand that the RRBs have got the highest ever consolidated net profit as well as their consolidated capital adequacy ratio or the aggregate capital adequacy ratio was at an all-time high of 14.2%. The asset quality measured by the gross non-performing asset. So gross non-performing asset, they are the asset of the bank. They are the loan of the bank that are not being received back. Okay, so the loans that have turned into bad loans, the loans or the asset that have turned into bad loans, these are the loans that are not coming back. These are the money that the bank is not able to receive back. Okay, so the gross non-performing asset is at the lowest in previous 10 years. So the bad loans for the RRBs are at the lowest in previous 10 years at only 6.1%. So for RRBs, you can understand that after the amalgamation, you can understand that there were 3 rounds of amalgamation that has happened in the past, and it has been seen that after the different amalgamations, after the different mergers, there is improvement that has happened in RRBs continuously, and recently there is a lot of improvement that RRBs have got. So that's why further amalgamation has been done, so that there is operational efficiency and cost rationalization that can happen. Okay, so I hope this is very much clear. Now let's discuss a little about the RRBs. So can the private sector or can the private entities invest in the RRBs? Because we have understood that 50% of the RRBs are under the central government, or 50% of the ownership of the RRBs is under the central government, 35% of the ownership is under the sponsor bank, and 15% of the ownership is under the state government. Yes. Okay. So RRB Act 1976, this was amended in 2015, whereby such banks, the RRBs, they were permitted to raise capital to get the money from sources other than the center, state and sponsor banks. That means it was said that the RRBs, they can raise the capital from the private entities, they can raise the capital from the other sources other than the sponsor bank, other than the center and the state government. So currently, so provided now the RRBs, they can raise the money from the private sources or from the other sources, provided that in case the RRBs, they raise the capital from the other sources other than the central government, state government or the sponsor bank, they have to keep in mind that the shareholding of the central government and the sponsor bank shall not be less than 51%. That means RRBs, they can raise the money. If they want more money, they can raise the money from the private entities, but the shareholding of the central government and sponsor bank cumulatively should not decrease more than 51%. Okay, so the shareholding of central government and the ownership of central government and sponsor bank cumulatively shall not be less than 51%. That means majority of the shareholding should remain in the hands of central government and the sponsor bank. Okay, provided further that central government shall consult the concerned state government if the level of shareholding in the RRBs of such state government is reduced below 15%. So the state governments, they have the ownership in the RRBs of 15%. If the ownership of state governments have to be reduced, the permission has to be taken from the state government. Okay, so currently the center holds 50% of the stake in RRBs, 35% of stake in RRBs is of the concerned sponsor bank, 15% of the stake in RRBs is of state governments. Even after the stake dilution, even after the money that is raised from the private entities, the shareholding of the center and the sponsor bank cannot fall below 51%. And if the shareholding of the state government has to be reduced, the permission has to be taken from the state government if the shareholding is reduced below 15%. So this is the idea. So this is the first use article that we have completed. We have discussed that one state, one RRB. What is the idea behind the one state, one RRB? This is the 4th round of amalgamation. Why it has been done: for operational efficiency, for cost rationalization, for decreasing the cost, and so. Now, any confusion in this? See, the CRAR for the banks, usually the CRAR is 9%. Okay. Plus 2.5%. This is the capital conservation buffer. This is the buffers, extra buffers that the banks have to maintain. So usually for the banks, the capital adequacy ratio, the adequate capital that the banks have to maintain is 9%. Okay, capital adequacy ratio, or the CRAR, capital to risk weighted asset ratio, is 9% plus 2.5%. This is the buffers. This is the extra buffers that the banks have to maintain. And usually it is said that 11.5% is the capital adequacy ratio. Capital adequacy ratio basically means the adequate capital that the banks have to maintain with themselves so that they can handle the distress or problematic kind of situation. I hope this is clear. And the formula of capital adequacy ratio is the eligible capital against the risk weighted asset. So asset of the bank is the loan, because if the bank is giving loan, the bank will be getting the interest. So for the bank, the asset is the loan. Now loans have some risk attached. The loans have some risk attached. Let's say the loan that is given to a corporate, a company, has more risk, has 80% of the risk, while the loan that is given to state government has only 10% of the risk. Loan given to the central government has only 0% of the risk. So different loans or different assets of the banks have different risk weight. So against the risk weighted asset of the banks have to maintain the eligible capital. That is, the capital adequacy ratio is 9% plus 2.5% of the buffers the bank has to maintain. Okay. Okay. So extra queries, the Telegram related queries, I will take at the end of the session. Let's start with the second news article now, that is regarding the Pravaah. So many of you might have heard about the Pravaah portal. How many of you are aware about the Pravaah portal as it was launched in 2024? So anyone who is aware about the Pravaah portal? So basically, the Reserve Bank is committed to achieve end-to-end digitization of all internal workflows involved in the regulatory approval processes to enhance the efficiency. So basically, India is moving towards digital. Okay. So before starting with the next slide, there is a query that I've got. So state government, basically the state government, they have the ownership in RRBs of 15%. Okay, so if the central government or if the RRBs want to like raise the money from the private sources, so the central government shall consult with the concerned state government that has the ownership in the RRBs if the level of shareholding in the RRBs of such state government is reduced below 15%. So if the shareholding of state government is going to be reduced, so first you have to take, the central government has to take the permission from the state government that we are thinking of reducing your ownership in the RRBs as the RRBs want to raise the money from the private sources, basically, or we want to raise the money from the private sources as we do not have the money to keep on giving to the RRBs. So let's raise the money from the private sources. For that, we will have to reduce the ownership below 15% for the state government. So permission has to be taken because state government's ownership is going to be reduced. So it's not like that I am taking your property without consulting with you. That cannot happen, right? So the central government has to consult with state government while reducing the state government's ownership or shareholding below 15%. That is the idea. Okay. Now coming to the Pravaah. Yes. Amrit, your query. I'm not able to see your query. Kindly raise it again. Okay. Let's now proceed with the Pravaah portal. So see, the India is moving towards digital India. The UPI ecosystem has become very popular, and the payments, we can make the payments through the digital ecosystem. Similarly, the RBI is promoting the digital ecosystem, that we should be using the digital ecosystem for the transactions that we are doing and for the applications, for the authorizations. The digital ecosystem should be used rather than the paper based system, because in the paper based system there can be the delays that can happen and the problems that can arise if the papers or the documents are lost. So that will be a problem. Okay, so Reserve Bank is committed to achieve the end-to-end digitization of all internal workflows involved in regulatory approvals that RBI gives. Now RBI is the regulator that regulates the banks, that regulates the NBFCs, that regulates the housing finance companies, okay, that regulates the credit information companies and such. Okay, so the RBI is the regulator of various regulated entities, and RBI wants to make the approval process digitalized, okay, to enhance the efficiency so that the approvals can be taken in a digitalized manner, and the transparency will improve, that which entity wants to get which approval, what has happened to this entity and such, and timelines will be met because the process will be digitalized, so everything will happen in a set timeline. No delays will happen, or the delays will be reduced, because in the paper based manner what happens that, okay, the post has delayed, or the documents had to be sent but that has delayed because of the transportation that has delayed or something. Okay, so in service delivery or in approvals, the RBI want that if RBI wants to give any approvals, or if any of these entities want to get any approval from the RBI, they can take it through the digitalized manner. And for that, the Pravaah was launched. Okay, so to this end, the Reserve Bank had launched Pravaah. That is the platform, that is the digitalized online platform for regulatory application validation and authorization. That means if the regulated entities, they want to send the application, let's say some entity wants to send the application to increase their shareholding in the housing finance company, or let's say the NBFC has lost its certificate of registration and it wants to get a new certificate of registration or the duplicate certificate of registration because it has lost it, or let's say the NBFC want to increase its certificate of registration in the sense that it wants to increase the timeline, or let's say some new entity wants to get a certificate of registration to work as an NBFC, or some entity wants to work as a bank or wants to open a bank. So for that they want some approvals. Okay, so the Pravaah is the online platform for regulatory application validation and authorization. This is the portal that was launched on May 28, 2024 to streamline the online applications for regulatory authorizations, licenses, approvals, ensuring seamless and secure and fastest delivery of services in a transparent manner. So everything is happening online. So it is understood that, okay, what the process is going on and your license is getting approved or your application is getting approved or not. Okay, so everything will happen in a transparent manner through the Pravaah portal. So Pravaah portal, this was initially launched on May 28, 2024, and the adoption of Pravaah has been steady progress. Slowly and slowly, it was launched for some of the applications, for some of the authorization and validation. So the adoption of Pravaah has been in the steady progress, and it has so far facilitated submission of more than 3,000 applications or requests. The portal enables the submission of applications digitally. So through this portal, the applications can be submitted digitally, the validations and the authorizations can be taken digitally, and enables the applicant to monitor the status of the application through the portal itself via SMS and email. So basically, you can raise your application, you can send the application, you can submit the application, you can submit the application for a new license or for the renewal of license, for the certificate of registration, or you can submit the application for increasing your shareholding in a particular bank or in a particular housing finance company and such. So submission of applications can happen through the Pravaah portal, as well as you can also monitor the status that your application is in which process, or it is going under process, the RBI is looking into it or what. Okay, so the monitoring of the status of the application can be seen through the portal itself via the SMS and email. Okay, so this is the idea. So far 108 forms are available for use in the portal, and further more forms will get added on the portal. So basically, so far 108 forms are available for use in the portal, and further more forms will get added into the portal as the need arises. It has a facility through which the applicant can submit additional information. So let's say you have sent an application. Now the RBI has asked for the additional information that, okay, what is your net worth currently, who are the promoters of the company, who are the shareholders of the company, who wants to, like, if you are establishing the bank, how much of the shareholding which entity is going to keep. So let's say RBI wants some additional information, or RBI wants some clarification that have you got any cases before, or was there any case that was going on, legal case that was going on against your entity. So if RBI wants any additional information or clarification, that can also be taken through the Pravaah portal, through the online portal. Okay, so Reserve Bank will communicate its decision through the Pravaah portal also. So Pravaah portal is the end-to-end digitalized portal through which the applications, authorizations and validations can be completed or can be taken. Okay, so the regulated entities, they can submit their application, and RBI can get the additional information, clarification through this portal, as well as RBI can give its decision through the Pravaah portal. So now what is the recent update that has happened? The Pravaah was released in May 2024, and since then slowly and slowly it is getting upgraded. Slowly and slowly more of the forms are getting included in the Pravaah portal, so that more and more applications can come through the Pravaah portal. Now with effect from May 1st, 2025, all the applicants, it has been said that all the regulated entities, they are advised to use Pravaah for submitting any kind of application for regulatory authorization, licenses and approvals to the Reserve Bank using the application forms that are already available in the portal. But let's say that you want to raise an application, and for that there is no form, there is no separate form that is available. So for that, the RBI has said that applications for which a specific form is not available can be submitted using the general purpose form that is provided by the RBI on this Pravaah portal. So basically, with effect from May 1st, 2025, the RBI has said that we are not going to take the applications through any other process. We are going to take the applications only through the Pravaah portal. But what if there is some problem in the Pravaah portal, or the entity is not able to access the Pravaah portal? So in exceptional cases only, where members of the public are unable to submit their application through the Pravaah system, some problem has come in your system maybe, they may submit their application directly to the Reserve Bank. But such applications will also be processed through the Pravaah system, because let's say you were not able to raise your application through the Pravaah portal, and so you have directly sent it through email, or you have directly sent it through post to the RBI. Now RBI will log in to the Pravaah portal and will enter your details, will enter your application, and then the further process will happen through the Pravaah system only. So basically RBI is saying that with effect from May 1, 2025, the Pravaah portal is going to be the sole connecting point for the applications approvals with RBI. Okay. So the applicants will be duly notified of the same also. Now this is the idea. So I hope this is clear that Pravaah portal, it was launched in May 2024, but slowly and slowly there were more forms that were added in Pravaah portal. Slowly and slowly it was seen that how well the Pravaah portal is working, how the applicants, they are able to get access to the Pravaah portal easily or not. And after seeing that, okay, Pravaah portal is working very nicely. So with effect from May 1, 2025, it is said that all applicants, included the regulated entities, they are advised to use the Pravaah portal. Okay. Now, Digital Transformation Award to Reserve Bank of India. Now, when we are talking about Pravaah portal, let's discuss about this article also, because it is related to the Pravaah portal, and you will also get to know about the Sarthi. Okay. So what is the Sarthi? That also you will get to know. So the Reserve Bank of India has won the Digital Transformation Award 2025 instituted. Now this award, or the award function, this was conducted by Central Banking of London. The RBI has been selected for the award for rolling out the digital initiatives such as the Pravaah portal and the Sarthi systems that have reduced the use of paper-based submissions to transform its internal and external processes. So the Pravaah portal was launched and the Sarthi system was launched in the previous years, due to which there is the digital transformation that is led by the RBI, due to which the RBI has received this award from Central Banking London. Okay. Now these two initiatives, what are these two initiatives? So let's just discuss briefly about Sarthi. So two initiatives have been the key to the work that RBI has done in the digital transformation. One is Sarthi. Sarthi means charioteer, okay, in Hindi. Okay. Sarthi means charioteer in Hindi. Digitized all the RBI's internal workflows. So the Sarthi, that is a system that has digitized, or that has led to the digital transformation of the RBI's internal workflows. Internally, whatever data the RBI is keeping, internally whatever the transaction of the data is happening within the different departments of RBI, so that all internal workflows is happening through the Sarthi. So the Sarthi went live in January 2023, helping employees of the RBI to store and share documents securely, improving record management, and increasing the options for data analysis through reports and dashboards. So basically the management of the data has improved, the dashboards and the reports can be created more easily because the data is in the digitalized form that can easily create the reports and the dashboards. Okay. So this Sarthi, that is the meaning. Sarthi means charioteer in Hindi. So the RBI's internal workflows have improved because of the Sarthi. A second stage of the digital transformation process launched in May 2024 as Pravaah. Pravaah means a smooth flow. Okay. This created a digitized means for external uses. Okay. So Pravaah was for the external users. Through the Pravaah, the regulated entities, they can raise their applications, their validation that they want to take, the authorization that they want to take from the RBI. So the external users, the regulated entities, they can take the approvals, authorizations, validations by sending the application, submitting the application through the Pravaah portal. Okay. So Pravaah, that means a smooth flow. This has created a digitized means for external users to submit and process that can happen to submit regulatory applications through the RBI. Documents can be submitted and processed through the Pravaah portal, and then these documents that are submitted through the Pravaah portal, the documents that are submitted and processed through the Pravaah portal, they are then plugged into the Sarthi database, where they can be handled digitally across the RBI's offices and different departments. They can see that, okay, which data has come into the portal, and is this data fine? So Department of Regulation, Department of Supervision can see the data and can handle the data and can provide the approvals and authorizations as per the requirement. Okay. So this is the basic idea. The Sarthi is for the internal workflows, is for the employees of the RBI, while the Pravaah is for the regulated entities. It is for the regulated entities or the external users. They can send the application, they can send the authorization request, approval request, and validation request through the Pravaah portal. Any confusion in this? So this is the Perspective 360-degree series, that Jaskaran sir takes, that is taken by Jaskaran sir, and this is taken on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Why I am informing you about this series is because many of the students, they ask the query that how can they do the answer writing practice. They are very bad in writing the answer. So how should we be able to, like, how should we write the answer? How can we practice the answer on the daily basis or on the regular basis? So Jaskaran sir has brought this Perspective 360-degree series for you, where Jaskaran sir is like telling you the art of writing the answer, and there are also the questions that are given for homework and which you can answer in the comment section, and this will get evaluated under Perspective 360-degree series. The answers are also evaluated in the comment section free of cost. Okay, so this is a very good series that is sessions are taken on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Okay, now let me show you the first question. So this is the first question. Until then, let me see the queries. Ma'am, please upload the raw PDF. I mean the additional things you are writing. So usually when I write the additional things, this just fills up the space, and because of the filling up of the space, you will not be able to see the actual details that are there. Okay, so it might seem that, okay, what I'm writing is important, but remember this, that it fills up the space, and when you get the PDF, you might not be able to read the lines. Okay, so that's why we do not provide the annotated PDF. The annotated PDFs are not provided, and usually I also rub what I have written previously, so you might get confused later on when you see the annotated PDFs. Okay, why do we not provide the PDF just after the sessions? Because the PDF is uploaded by the support team, that is a different team. So PDF is uploaded within 24 hours, and this is the set timeline that the support team take. We cannot like bypass the process that is followed by the team, and there are multiple PDFs, multiple sessions that are happening, so they take 24 hours to upload the PDFs, and that is the process that we follow, and I don't think anything can happen in this. Okay, and why only Telegram channel? Because this is the channel where we upload the PDFs. Okay, we cannot directly share the PDF in the comment section, or I don't think that process, I don't think, can be followed. Okay, so PDF is uploaded in the Telegram channel within 24 hours. So this is the first question. I hope you will be easily able to answer this question, a very easy question, and such a question has come in your previous year exam in the RBI Grade B. Okay, and this is the second question, the full form of Pravaah. So you must know the full form of Pravaah, because this is a very important portal of the RBI that is quite in news recently, and it keeps on getting in the news. Okay, so this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the session. Do give me the right answer of the homework question, and if there is any question, any query, you can write in the comment section below. Okay, now Dheeraj, I can understand that you don't use Telegram. Even I don't use Telegram, but if I want to download some PDFs, I do go to the Telegram, and this is the process that the company follows. This is the process that EduTap follows, and we cannot bypass the process because we are a part of EduTap, right? So this is a process that EduTap follows, because all the students, they want to access the Telegram, like they want to access the PDF, so they go to the Telegram. Okay. Okay, then, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining the session. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you have any further queries, do write it down in the comment section. So this is it for today.